Hello, this is Delphas again. Today I'm at the Rancho Los Alamitos and I'll be touring you around so you can see what's going on. I picked this place because there's a lot of scenery and a lot of trees made from everywhere. But I'll show you around, okay? Thank you. I really like that fountain, the water going down, because especially the sound, it's really, really relaxing.
You don't have to read California history book to recapture romantic home life of old southern ranchos. Yes, romantic in a storybook way like 156,000 acre grant of virgin land given to a lowly Corporal Manuel Nieto by a governor for the King of Spain. The last heirs was romantic.
Right now we're at the Cactus Garden and remember the Hurupa Discovery Center. It reminds me a bit, just a little bit of it. But it is, looks similar to it, but there's no dinosaur here, okay?
Active couple, the Bixbys, whose belonging in 19-room additions in made Rancho Los Alamitos a dream mansion. It is one of the most oldest preserved historic ranchos of early California. Manuel Nieto's adobe house passed through many hands. It was built allowed to fall into ruin and then rebuilt. This was during the time that land passed from governments by Spain of Mexico and finally to the United States with the annexation of the state of California.
I've been living in Long Beach since 1987. But what's so funny is I've never even knew this place exists. But this place reminds me of the Garden of Eden. Seriously. Let me show you around. I really like this bamboo and all these woods that's hanging on these trees.
Manuel Nieto was born in Sinaloa, Mexico. Built Casa de los Alamitos, House of Little Cottonwood, in 1806, and retired a portion of his land as much as the smaller Rancho Santa Gertrudes. When he died, he was considered the richest man in his province, owning thousands of cattle of heads. The 28,612 acre Ranchos Los Alamitos had fresh spring water, which still can be pumped. His house was 40 by 60 foot, adobe walled with red roof.
The only bad thing about this place, they closed out a lot of areas because of the COVID-19. Really, when they open back up, I highly recommend you come over here, especially for all those people that from out of state or just tourists coming to California. I highly recommend you visit this place. I'm very impressed, to be honest with you.
Today, the large barn displayed photo murals and implement to demonstrate how horses were shod, curried, and fed, how cattle were branded and sheep were herded and dipped. In one photograph, Fred Bixby was inducted in the National Cowboy Hall of Fame. It's shown during sheep dipping, the ancestor of his own herd had been driven across the plains, mountain, and desert by Illinois by Benjamin and Thomas Flint and Lewin Bixby.
I'm here right now underneath the hut. I wish I brought some sodas I could drink. But according to them, they said you can't bring outside food. I'm not really sure about it. Reminds me a little bit of the Philippines. What I like about this place right now is the weather also. It's really, really nice. You want to take a look close at the hut?
A docent at the house explains that their journey started with 1,800 sheep, which increased to 2,400 during the 9 months of trip.
This flower right behind me is really, really nice. I don't know what it is, but it's really beautiful. I like the color and I like the texture on the thing.
The 200-piece collection of glassware belonged to Florence Bixby. Fred's wife is beautifully preserved inside the adobe living room. The view looks over the garden of flower where Castilian roses brought by the Spanish padres blue flowered. Though horses and carriages no longer pull up the court hitching post, which now harbors the gas pump, this is once the busy place. There's a faint whip of leather in the barn where some of the two saddles are on the display, but you won't see the silver trimmed bridles made of rawhide or high crown. White sombrero trimmed with silver braided bands once worn by the Mexican shearers. Peddlers once brought other fruits to the two busy Chinese men who cooked for both for the house and the workmen. Florence's four children enjoyed food fit for a king from the oven had installed. Pies, cake, pudding, donuts, and meat from the ranch were baked and roasted. Occasionally beef was killed, but usually a sheep, and there was a smokehouse cured ham. Chicken and ducks were plentiful. Milking went on, and cream was always available, so thick. The story goes that it could spread like butter upon the biscuit or baked potatoes. Fred's father, John, kept imported Holstein cattle to improve the cream, and fine cheese was an added result. The walls of the house were built from the large slabs of adobe sun-dried on the spot. They were molded on frame that held 9 to 12 times. The frame was laid on the level ground and packed with mud onto the straw and had been tramped by the bare feet of the Indians. Sun exposure soon dried the bricks, which shrank away from the frame, and then lifted up to the redwood beams and posts already in place. This is a good shop if you want to bring something home for your loved ones so you can remember this place. And they have all kinds of good stuff in here.
I hope you enjoyed the Rancho Los Alamitos. And all I could say is if you want to learn about the future, you got to learn about the past. And we have to learn from our mistakes in the past to have a better future and have a nice, blessed day. Thank you.